Living purposefully. I am so much in love with today's topic because it's going to teach all of us. I'm also here to learn how to live beyond yourself. The world, the earth, life is just not about you as a person.
Yeah.
It's not about your title, it's not about anything. It's more of the bigger picture. So today on set, I have my usual culprits. I would say culprits. I have my usual panel, or my people. The people that I actually love, and they're going to tell us how to live purposefully. Introductions, where should I go first? Ted, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? You look good.
Thank you, thank you. What exactly looks good, you could say?
The hair.
Thank you.
The hair is on point, eh?
Yeah, thank you. I expected that. Thanks for the compliment, Elizabeth. Once again. Please introduce yourself to us in all your glories. Yes.
In all my glory.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Nakamoga. Let's make that very clear.
I would love the other titles so that by the time you're done with this show, you've been stripped of all your titles and you're thinking, okay,
Which other titles? What I do to how I earn a living. Financial consultant.
Consultant.
I prefer the consult. I don't like titles.
Daytime, where do we find you?
Daytime, you can find me at a company called Red Oak Group Uganda.
Thank you so much. Goreti.
Hello.
How are you, my
Fine,
lovely?
thank you.
How are you doing this evening?
Ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
So living purposefully.
Yeah.
Living
Ish.
Yeah. And just so that you all know, this was on my mind. So Goreti was like, we do this, and I'm like, we do what exactly? Living purposefully. How? I'm not living purposefully. You know, because purpose is something that you discover along the way. It's not something that you're born with. You're not born like boom. There are people that actually step into their purpose already, but the best part of us are just discovering. So the first question I'm going to pose to all of us, and we're going to be as honest as we can. Who are you really? If we are not defining you using your titles, financial advisor, accountants.
I feel attacked, but okay.
IT psychologist, okay. So don't feel attacked. So if I am not defining myself in all of the things that I studied, using my family name, if it actually resounds in
I know, right?
society, using my mother or my father's name, who are you besides everything under that concrete?
Do you know who my father is? Okay.
I'm not going to. I'll go with you. It's our dad. Same dad.
So this living purposefully and who I am as an individual, I'll think of myself as Goreti, just Goreti. Yeah. So when I ask myself who is Goreti, my starting block will be my connection to source energy, which is God. Yeah. So
Source energy is like
you are
source. But keep going.
God to me is source energy, the beginning, the end, the power that shifts the universe. So you think of yourself as a human being and a citizen of the universe. Yeah, where there are no tribes, there are no races, there are no countries, and who you would want to be in that world. Yeah, how would you put yourself across? So me, I think of myself as a child of God. Have you heard those that statement, what would Jesus do? Yeah. So when you describe yourself as a child of God, all your decisions, how you treat people, how you interact with everyone, you have that in the back of your head, like, what would Jesus do in this situation?
Child of God.
Right?
Christ's favorite. God's favorite child.
Exactly.
When you first told me about this topic, the first thing that came to my mind was it's a grounding of values and principles. When everything else is gone, all I'm left with are my values and principles. Because the times they won't apply, you'll be kicked out, but you're left with them. So the first thing I would want to define myself as a helpful person to other people. I like helping people. And I feel it's one of those things. I like helping people, sharing, talking, helping your brain think about something new. But I'm just there as a helper. I'm a send me person, help me do this. So like I feel like that's the person I'd want to be. Besides, of course, being a child of God. But then that one aspect that I would want the world to remember me for is she was really helpful in every situation. She was a person I would call anytime. She was a person I would do this, you know. I hope you're taking notes, Elizabeth. But
Yes, I am.
Dad.
Mine, of course, we are all children of God. That resonates with me as well. But the first thing that came to mind when you asked, who are you? I'm not so sure. It may be negative, it may be positive, but it's the first thing that clicked for me. I like people, yes, but I don't want you to in my space. I'm not friendly.
That's very vital. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not friendly, and for so long I used to think it's a bad thing. My friends know me. When we meet new people, they're like, behave. 'Cause
Anytime now.
yes. I don't know if you guys know this thing. I can't say the word, but RBF. You guys know that? Your resting face. I can't say that B. It's very bad. Mine is so bad.
I get it.
Okay. So when I'm just resting my
father.
face, people just think, oh, she's mean. She's so mean. I'm not mean, but I'm not so social.
But what's behind all that being antisocial?
I'm actually very nice.
How?
My friends know that I'm nice. I can't describe how nice I am, but and for so long I used to think, oh, I'm a bad person because I don't communicate well with people. I don't like to hang out. I'm having on my phone, like my spending time. Be on your phone and be on my phone.
Okay,
You're cool.
what if you are taken out of this world and there are a group of people gathering and they're talking about Teddy? How would you want to be remembered?
My humor.
Oh,
It's a bit
nice.
sarcastic, but I have a very good sense of humor.
Nice one.
So you want people to remember you for making them laugh?
Yeah. That's what I want. Because, okay, Mother Teresa is there. I cannot be Mother Teresa. I cannot
Yet
be
it's,
a
you're
Pope.
named after her, isn't
Yes,
it?
I'm not, but I'm not that. I'm not that. I help where I can, but to people I really, really like, and my circle is very, very small. But my sense of humor,
You feel like it's good for you?
it is very, very good. It stands out.
Elizabeth,
What Teddy has said is really fundamental, because when someone tells you who are you as a person, it's really broad. So sometimes it's good to know what you're not. Yeah, you start eliminating, and then you see what you have left, and you concentrate on that.
Plus accepting as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not this, I won't be that.
Okay, everyone can, I won't. I love that. Elizabeth, how would you want me to remember you, darling? No, not just so. Okay, for me, maybe different, but for the world, I mean, the world.
When we put it that way, I would want the world to know me for always bringing my A game.
Every time you call
Yeah,
the phone,
when I challenge myself that I'm going to do that, I will bring my 100%. That's why I really find it so hard to excuse mediocrity. Even in our services in a country like Uganda, where most of the consumers are used to getting whatever they're getting.
Yeah.
Now, I find it so hard. I'm always like, with back and forth with the service providers. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You can do so much better. It's just not okay for you to keep forgetting clients' orders. A client they have
Remind
paid.
you.
It's just not fair.
And
And
that excuse
because we
is
have
in
been
Uganda.
used to this, I don't like that excuse. Now, I don't like that I mean that I don't get it. And I don't like throw tantrums when it happens. But I try to show you what the service you've given me is just not fair. Especially when you're in a market, you're not the only player. It's not a monopolist market. We are trying to operate in a very free, our market is overly liberalized.
Yes.
So you're like, okay, you do understand I can get this thing from another service provider. Of
But
course,
I
you
chose you.
Yeah, but I chose you because
Value my money.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I bring my A game. I bring my I'm a very enthusiastic person, for the things I have chosen. If you lure me into something, that's a different thing. If you push me into that, that's a different thing. But when I identify something that I like, I will go for it. So I would want the world to, actually I always say these days, my mission is, I want to positively impact the lives I've been with. Like I want to leave a space and they say, okay, Liz said A, B, C, D, and Liz was here. And I think I'm trying to leave like a small footprint. Everywhere I go.
You want to leave something.
Positively.
So, the most intriguing question, and next one's going to be very funny. So you want to be all these things, I want to be remembered all those things. What are you doing now? towards that direction?
Hey,
look at the answer. Yeah, even the person at home. Yes, I know when we're talking about how we want to be remembered, you also thought about how you want to be remembered, but what are you doing now? In most cases, what I realized is that when you sit down with a bunch of people like we are right now and talk about, this is what I would want to be remembered for, people have answers. But then the question is, right,
what are they doing differently?
No,
I think in between there we have listed our values. She just described who, or that she's not a social person, but she tries.
You have the values. What are you doing?
And I've just described what I'm actually doing right now. I endeavor to bring my A game in everything I've chosen. When I say I will be there, I will be that friend. If I am your friend, that's why I'm sorry. This may be very mean to some people down there, but when I see this phrase of I have fake friends, people saying they have fake friends, I'm like, I thank God that I've never experienced fake friendship. I value my friendships, and that's why it's so hard for me to say this is my best friend, because all of them bring their different aspects into my life. Okay. They give me their all, because I also give them my all. So when people tell me fake friends, oh my God, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Haters.
Because I really endeavor to have, this my friends, Garrett's your friend. This is your friend, but I'm tying on her. It's also my friend. But so, like, I really endeavor to bring my very best in my friendships. And so, when that fake friend thing is going around, I don't understand it.
Thank you very much.
I don't.
So, Teddy.
No, Rose, this is what I wanted to say. Because when you ask that question in that way, it puts a lot of pressure. I am a young adult. Don't want to say my age. But I'm a young adult. I'm still figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to live in my purpose, but I'm not going to discover that right now.
But what are you doing towards a direction?
And that's exactly my point. That is very, very big. Because people may get the perception that you have to have an orphanage. No, but you know, there are very many people that have lost themselves. If you ask it in that kind of way, me who is doing acts of service to my friends or providing for my family, I may think I'm not doing enough.
So
that aspect you have said it, you have put it very well. Because when I think about it also, like when I was younger, when I was out of campus, my mantra was like destined for greatness.
Okay. We are still on that journey.
And like that was my thing. Like I was like, greatness is my destiny. I have to be great. Whatever I choose, I have to be great. I have to be everywhere, and everyone knows to know that I'm great. Yeah. But then after some time, you realize this I heard from Oprah. She said, these days we like being famous. Yeah, like you do charity, you take pictures and selfies and you post and you show the world how amazing you are. Yeah, but greatness is not determined through that. Yeah, greatness is determined through service. Yeah, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great through service. Those small acts you do for your friends that you think are inconsequential might have meant the world to
them.
To that person.
No, but my question is that my purpose? Does that define me as, okay, that's my purpose?
Maybe on the part of purpose, let me just throw something.
I think purpose is abstract.
It's really, it can be objective, it can be subjective depending on who you're talking to. But I think, right now, if you ask me what my purpose is on earth, I would want to box you, right? Why? Because right now I'm just defining that, and it keeps changing in different societies. It keeps changing. It's always changing. Like, okay, my purpose right now. But one thing that is going to stand out is she will leave her footprint. She will bring her A game. She will in anything she executes. So I would want that to just stand out.
Yeah.
So when I was just on some YouTube channel. And for some gentleman, Mark Manson, the person who wrote, right now I'm reading his book titles are very
subtle arts.
And that one. So he was saying, I hear people tell me, what is my purpose? He said, the world has very many problems. Find one you can solve. That's your purpose. Find one that and then he said, not everyone, actually then Simon Sinek says, not everyone is a visionary. Not all of us were meant to have visions in our heads what to be the next. I don't know. No, I'll use the Ugandan one who I really like so much, Morana. Not everyone was meant to have that vision. But
Morana.
yes, but you could be the helper to steer ahead this person's vision, and that could be your part in that puzzle.
Part you've played.
Yes.
Yes. So it doesn't have to be wide. Like when I used to think of myself destined for greatness, that is not what I'm thinking anymore.
Where are we now?
What's your mantra?
Where are we now?
Right now, where we at is make a difference, just however small it might be. And most of these things you won't even know you're doing them. Like how you will meet a coworker, you're walking into the office and you tell them, wow, you're smart.
Yeah.
And then it will make their day. And then one day they will tell you, you know, the other day you say this and this, and it really boosted my spirit.
So I have this real life story, and this is what happened. One time I'm at Long Kampala Road, I've gone to renew my specs. So I find this guy, okay, when I was entering, there are people it was a stranger, of course, but when I saw the shoes man busy going there. So what came to my mind was this person, probably, if he's known this person selling market pyramid schemes, or they are probably looking for a job, or they are doing such and such things. So generally, he looked frustrated. He bought a newspaper monitor, I recall, and then he just kind of like sat there with a shoe shiner. Those guys, by then, they used to just sit on that Kampala Road Gondi stretch. Had a lot of, I'm not that old, but had a lot of it. I was still in school. So I enter, I just saw him and I was like, Bambi, I don't know what he's going through, but whatever he looked like at that point, it was like a Bambi situation. So I go in, I wait for my specs, I get out and the guy is still there. So I get out and tell him, hello, good afternoon, how are you, sir? You look very smart today. And I kind of like walked off. So I don't know what happened in between that time. I come back the following term. I remember I was still in senior 4. So I come back the following term, I think, to renew specs for like senior 5. And then the girl who was working in that DK Opticals told me, by the way, remember last time you're here? I'm like, yeah, I got this specs. Like, you see this guy, the guy who was outside? I'm like, I don't remember. He told me, okay, you said hello to a person who was outside. They were going to commit suicide on Mabirizi.
Oh my gosh.
They had dressed so well from their home just to go and commit suicide. And I just told the guy, you're smart. I moved. I went on by my day, but that you're smart saved someone's son, someone's brother, someone's friend, someone's entire livelihood.
I know. That's it's very important to spread kindness.
When people think about purpose abstractively, like I have to be Oprah.
And you know, people always think
that you spread.
People always think you have to have a lot of money, be really successful to make an impact. But no, it's not about how much you have, but what you have. It might not be cash or fame or what. It might be kindness, patience, like just love, wisdom. You're wise. You're a wise person. That is what you have to offer to the world. And you might not offer it to the whole world. You might offer it to your friend.
Have you realized something about people that are very I call them idea boxes? The people that have the most ideas are the people that can't execute them. If you get million, you can do this and this and this and this, and the person gives you a fully fledged plan, and you're like, this is practical. But so it may be that kind of thing that you're actually playing. I don't want to give an example. It's itching in my brain. I don't want to give that person.
Don't.
But they give you all these things that are practical, and people have used their knowledge time and time over, and they have earned. And how these people actually live, there is one I know whom people just appreciate every now and again. It's like, you want a man to indicate when Coco and what not it and the Kanizikola. Now more like 5M. Like And that's how he's even
5M. I want that 5M.
He's not like literally doing a lot. I've seen that particular guy and I appreciate him because kusomira plan. Even when you do not see a plan. Yeah, there is a particular woman he told. So this woman had a small home. She's even now late. She used to do pottery. I think you know her. So yeah, musomira namgamba, you don't have a source of income. You have this small compound. Ojenga enkoko otunde simanya bichi n'otunda amajengo gatunda just ku kyalo one, you'll be fine. And sooner or later this woman developed her poultry farm and became big and big. And the fact that it was this particular man's idea, I'm wowed. He's playing his own part like that without really stretching or straining, but like that. So for me, purpose is every small thing you do today adds on to someone else. Even just you defying odds that there's
how does purpose, how can I say this? Purpose and talent. Are they complementary, substitutes? How do they move hand in hand? Because majority of the people that I've seen that I'm living in my purpose, usually it's a comedian, a singer, an author. It looks like you have a talent that you're doing,
so
now
it's
you're
purposeful,
living in your
yeah.
purpose. So me that does not have a talent, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't.
I wouldn't agree to the school of thought.
I would go to
actually I would think talent has most to do this book I've been reading, Atomic Habits, and it describes how your DNA predisposes you to strength in certain aspects. So they described Michael Phelps, who is an Olympic swimmer. Yeah, normally swimmers have long torsos and short legs. Yeah, so and then they compared him to someone else who is a long distance runner who has very long legs and a very short torso. So if these people were to switch sports, even though they are both Olympic gold medalists, they will both fail. They wouldn't even make it to the Olympics. So I feel like talent is like DNA. Yeah, it predisposes you to a strong, to being stronger in a certain aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does not determine
that's your
because people always say, I think he said this. Michael Jordan said, your talent you can have talent, but nothing beats skill. Because you can have talent, but if you don't practice, if you don't nurture it and someone who doesn't have that talent will practice skill. And yes, and they will beat you. Yeah, so it will give you a small edge on the people who don't have the talent.
It's just a plus.
Exactly, but it doesn't predetermine what you're going to do or how you're going to succeed in that
just
field.
To bring it in basically smaller terms or simpler terms. When you look at the athletics or people in different industry, in the arts, comedian, artists, musicians, everyone, we believe that's the only way talent should be. No, of course, if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would believe that's the only way. Those are the talents. But right now, I'm redefining what actually talent is to me. There are people that have the charisma that when they walk in the room, even if all of you are feeling down,
the energy shifts.
The energy shifts. It survives for me. Yeah, you have that. It survives for me. Now we cannot attach that to something. Of course, the basic English thing we'll do is maybe an enthusiast. And I'm like, okay, I want that. I want that. Like, how are you able to make everyone here feel energized? You need those people in your group, in your friendships, in your people. There's one that's light up. There's that person that Waku is always so funny. Ever they are cracking jokes. You need them because work is not going to always be all.
But now we have our friend Doreen. She's a band of happiness.
I don't know how that girl does it. In fact, I've been doing
always happy.
How do you be happy? Morning, evening, every day you're happy. During someone has passed on, really? Baby, that is so sad. During I would say, please don't take me to bury you.
Laughing. But that's not really so. But
you know what she will do? Let's say you've lost someone. She will be sorry for you. But let's say we are going for the burial. she will engage all of you in conversation. You will laugh and dance and you forget.
Defense mechanism. That's how.
And now that's how she copes.
Yeah, how she.
It could. We don't know.
But
really.
how she
She's
copes
so happy.
just kind of like brushes off on everyone, and you end up being happy when you don't know why you're happy, or you relax, or you even the issues that you thought that were very tight. Now she kind of like tones them down. Anyway, that brings me to the last question, and I just want us to think about it. Besides everything, purpose is abstract, target, all those things. Right now, where you are in your capacity, in the way you are, even if you're jobless, even if you're still in school, even if you're a toddler, how are you serving the community you're in? How are you serving? Because service is everything. And there is this woman I listen to, she's called Kingsley Okonkwo, she's from Nigeria, of course. And she often says, through service, you find purpose. Through service, you can earn a living. Through service, you can enter doors that you never thought you'd enter, just by serving without expecting.
Yeah.
Have you seen those people that volunteer all the time to these organizations or volunteer in community, and then all of a sudden
actually
someone
unpaid
raptures-
volunteer.
Yeah,
basically.
unpaid. They're unpaid, but through just serving people around you. That humility will push you where your books can't get. So, how are you serving in your capacity? How would you feel you're serving your community? But we are wrapping up, so we go fast.
I feel like that is a point of reflection for all of us to go back and think about how we are serving our communities. It might not be the whole community. My community might be you guys. Yeah, and just my community might be my family or my co-workers.
Your village.
Exactly. Exactly.
Your household.
But come to think of it, this is what's giving us service.
Exactly. I was dying to say that.
Shake your hand
I was
from
dying
afar.
to say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a service. We are serving. at this point.
but maybe what I could say, because I started to think about that acts of service basically. I think in my second year at campus, I was trying to look for, but how do I give back? Much as I don't have so much. I think how we've been brought up, we can share this. We've been brought up, not to show off also, but we are blessed to have a loving home. And I thank God for that every day, and loving parents, and very generous at that. So instead I think about this thing of giving back from, I think, campus. And the groups you would join that time, even back from school, there is Interact, now there is Rotaract. So I'm like, okay, Rotaract, I see these people and be doing these different charitable things. Now I don't want the showbiz that comes with the charitable things, the pics. I don't, when I even give something, I don't want you to even put my name. In my head, I'm thinking, maybe there is a God above or somewhere who has seen us. Like, I don't do that for the...
Yes.
I know it right now, I'm showing. Someone could say, hey, you are lying, you want... But no, honestly, I wouldn't want that show. That's why when you tell me there is a pledge card, write your name, there is a problem. Can I be anonymous? No? So I always sit with anonymous first. So it was Rotaract. Then I noticed, to be able to do, because like I said, a game, to be able to do this thing the way it requires, it would need to give it its full time. And I noticed at least, really, you have in between there, you have your kusimbula plans. Are you sure this is what you want?
How are you serving?
Yeah, I'm coming.
I am your society.
I'm coming.
You may
So
tell you
right now, I'm coming. So
Yeah,
right
we are out
now,
of time, really.
I chose to give back to society through these women programs. We are in the mentorship. I'm a mentor. I joined as a mentee, and you don't have to have a lot. As long as you have a story to tell, you can be a mentor.
Thank you.
You are not paid, but you get to share your story, uplift a young person somewhere, and it works for me now.
Okay, and I can't say that's all the time we had. I really want us to bring back this topic some other time, and I pray that we actually do. So, just to conclude this, how are you serving? It's a point of reflection, and this episode has just been questions and questions to you. So, how are you doing these things? But all in all, we have someone serving us. We have a company called Tamam Holdings. They're serving us. Everything you need about properties, information, consultancy, Airbnb, property management, Tamam Properties is your first go-to. Thank you so much, and that's all the time we had today. And thank you guys for viewing. Every other day I get comments. I treasure you so much, and I'm going to start giving shouts out to people that actually view every day. Thank you so much.